Good morning to everyone out there. This is the power of healing with Utabi. Ngowekhetelo. Uh, yeah, it is morning, right? Early hours of the morning. Yeah, so I haven't been online for a few days now. It's a medium. We work totally differently, I think, to other people. Sometimes you do consultations, you do online readings, and sometimes you just need it on the ground where you have to deliver messages to abantu abathandwayo, because abanye abantu bayathandwa. Your ancestors know ukuthi, or your spirit guides know ukuthi, when you won't bother yourself uh, thinking about reaching out to a medium, and sometimes they really do want to give you a message. So that's when we come in, and then bakukhipha endlini bayokubeka lapho lowo muntu akhona, or bakuthumele lapho lowo muntu akhona. I don't know whether to call it unfortunate on our side or blessed, but yeah. But the fact is that sometimes we do have to walk on the ground. Bakuthatha la endlini yakho bakukhiphe to go to Sentin City just to deliver a message. So that's how mediumship works. However, okay, yeah, asingabuki nokuningi. So today I'm just going to talk about the three tests that I spoke about. So the three tests by our ancestors or spirit guides, right? So the three tests that you would get from your ancestors and spirit guides. We get these tests always, every day, every hour, but we're not aware. So ngizokhuluma about that today. Just going to talk about that today. And also, before I start with that, I just want to say this so you understand. You need to be aware of the relationship, or you need to be aware of the people that you are with, or the people who are with you, or the spirits or spirit guides that are with you. You need to be aware of them. You need to know them. Because in knowing them, you will know that some ancestors are very impatient. And in them being impatient, once you make a mistake, or once you don't listen and make a mistake, they move away. Once you don't listen, for some, once you don't listen and make a mistake, they make you sick. For some, and others, once you don't listen and make a mistake, they take away everything. Some, once you don't listen and make a mistake, they take your kids, right? That doesn't make them bad, but it's their way of saying we've been patient with you for such a long time. And once they have ran away from you, or have moved away from you, ukubabuyisa is a mission. Whenever I have a consultation and I reach the and I can feel that they've moved away, guys, it is very difficult to channel spirits that have moved away due to your ignorance and due to your lack of participation and your how should I make this, and your lack of faith in them. sometimes bakuthumele emuntwini. Mina I would like to believe ukuthi abantu bayathunyelwa, guys. Bakuthumele emuntwini, you consult and you are told what to do, or you are told what needs to be done, and then when you decide ukuthi I'm not gonna do it, you undermine that person who's trying to help you, and then later on you will say abantu abasebenzi, kanti you were delaying, or you were belittling that person's capabilities, or you were undermining that person's gift. Bayahamba ke labantu, guys. I don't want to lie to you. They're very short-tempered, some of them. I'm going to make a joke that was actually, when it was said, it was a joke then, and until I got to understand where that person was coming from. So in 2021, when there was this unrest going on and people were looting, this guy said, yo, nami ngiyathanda ukuthi ngiyolutha, but the problem with me is that ngingaya mina ngithi ngiyolutha bese ngiyaboshwa, because mina bakithi angibazi ukuthi bahamba kanjani, or abantu engihamba nabo angazi ukuthi bahamba kanjani. So ngizothi ngithi ngiyatry and go there and try to loot a shop and get arrested. That guy knew exactly the type of ancestors he has. He knew exactly the type of ancestors he has. Because some ancestors, you would try to do something wrong and they will expose you. So you really need to be aware of your ancestors and be ngathi no, that's abahleki, because some abahleki ngempela. Some, when they say, some when ubaphupha baphuma ngomnyango baphumile, that's not a warning, baphumile. Some uzobaphupha bavalelise, baflathele bavalelise, bahambile bavalelisile. Some uzowuzwa abathandazi bakutshela ukuthi akunabantu la ekhaya bekho ngempela, because you thought this is a joke, okay? Or you thought all the signs that they were giving you was just a joke and you can do as you please. I've always said this. In some of the things we don't have a choice, but we can only negotiate. Some of the things we really don't have a choice, but we can only negotiate. Now, also what I want to mention, ngala, in this physical world, as no matter how old you are a child in that world. In the physical realm, no matter how old you are, to the spiritual realm, you will always be a child. To Amatonga, you are a child. My daughter, who's passed on, was my daughter in this world. But now, in that world, she is now my elder that I have to respect. So I cannot talk to her in any how in that world. So I cannot talk to her anyhow in that world, because she is now an elder. She knows more than what I know in this world. So we need to understand, Uguti, you are not old enough to make your decisions when it comes to them, because they will always be your elders. Okay? Now, as we talk about the 3 tests by ancestors, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to break them. There are 3 tests, but I'm going to break them into subtitles. So there are titles, then I'm going to break them into subtitles, because the subtitles will then show you how they're going to test you, and also subtitles that are going to show you how you're going to fail. Because we always do the same thing and not even realizing that basically the universe is really testing us a lot of times, and we seem to be failing in that test. Now, failure when it comes to a spiritual journey is always a derailleur, a derailleur or delaying things. Failure is always training, but then you must understand that every time you fail, something is taken away, because you cannot be told. Because one thing that I like our people, ne? Or I like about people, if I should say, people are forever consulting. They get told today, they get told in 2 months' time, they get told in 3 months' time. So basically, you're busy consulting, and there's no action. All right? And I'm always going to talk about this. There's no action. And as you're busy consulting, and no action, something is taken away. As you dream and there's no action, as you see visions, or sometimes you get somebody who will approach you and tell you something, and you dismiss it, something gets taken away and you don't even see. They gave you that gift. God gave you that gift. God can take that gift away from you. They can take that gift away from you. Okay, let's talk about the three tests. I'm going to talk about our first title under the 3 tests, which is money. Ne? So in money, you get priorities. Okay, they will test you on priorities. So you would say yo angna mali, and now you go and you pray or you pasha and say, yazi mangathola imali, I'll do this, I'll try and push and do yonke into yenu ngendlela right, to do this and do that, and then we give them the list, right, of what you're going to do. Should there be any sign of money? And then well, ancestors are very lenient and they listen. So now they create an opportunity for you to receive that money, or by imali in some way or the other. Uma ngabe uthengisa something, ithenge immediately, or you just approached by someone who doesn't ngifuna into that I saw you, like you are handy, ngezandla zakho, I want help with this and that. We told imali the same thing. The day after you've prayed, and then you start, ne? Because you said when you mentioned all your priorities, and then they give you the money, or that small opportunity of money, or that money, no matter how. So you would list all the things, right? So the things that you've listed need 1,000, and then they give you 400 rands, and then you are like, you know what? Vela iphelelanga. This money vela is very short. I might as well go to my hair. But when you were praying and partying, you never mentioned anything about your hair, right? So that is now priority versus material or physical temptations, right? Let's put it like that. So the priorities versus you now being materialistic and being like, I can overlook this and go and do that. And then there is self sufficiency or self-sufficient, where they would say to you, we are giving you this work, or you are working here, ne? And now your salary becomes enough, because they are looking at it as your salary is enough, or whatever money that you are making from doing this is enough. And then you'll be like, now that self-sufficiency, this is now the status, because now you'll be like, you are anyeke, abantu ngeke baze bangibone ngigqoke isicathulo esi-cheap. Abantu ngeke, people will not see me wearing this old dress. People now, they have given you livelihood, or living. And now when you want now status where people will worship you because when awugqoki into elingene imali onayo, you understand? So now it is, now you are more focused on the status and what people will say, forgetting the important things that you're supposed to do. And then we look at now opportunity versus procrastination, where now an opportunity of money, as I mentioned, vele, that small opportunity of or small sign of money coming in, or income, and you'll be like, these things of the things of spirituality, or whatever that I needed to do, the Thanksgiving, or a cleansing, or buying maybe certain things that they have shown you to buy. No man, but that can wait. I still need to buy food from on this for the house. I still need to buy that we are meeting with the guys on Saturday. Now I still need to buy. Remember, they have given you, knowing very well that you need things in the house. So when you need to work out how you're going to do this, because if you do half of what you have promised and then do this, it's okay. But now when you now start prioritizing, reprioritizing your things, because when you started seeking help, you never mentioned all of these things that you are doing now. That's why we should listen to our promises when we pray and when we pass. The second thing that they're going to test you on is sex. And with sex comes temptation. So they're forever going to test you. The title now is sex. Now let's look at the subtitles. Let's look at what is, how they are going to test you and how you are going to fail. So with intimacy or with sex, they give you rules to say when you are a spiritual child who has to follow certain rules. And then comes temptation. And then you start now, they give you rules so good to when as a spiritual child. There are times when you are supposed to, you cannot do certain things with the opposite gender, right? Now they give you rules so good to, you cannot sleep with clients. And then, And then when you come and say, so with rules now, when you would come with justification, you see, no man, but I have done whatever that. So now here what happens is that now you're supposed to help this person who's coming in. Now temptations plays a role, and now you start now justifying all the rules and what you have been taught or what you have been trained on. And then you start now justifying to say, then tingimshele. Now so shady client. Now you want a relationship with a client, but your rules are you cannot engage in certain things with clients. Yeah, but so already you are failing because you're going to justify now with I know abogogo nabomkhulu bayazi ukuthi mina I'm from the physical, I'm human. So yeah, yes, they would understand with funding share. Yeah, but now you you're justifying rules. And then they understand also, we have been trained that there's times where you're going to have you observe certain things. Okay? You observe certain things. There's things that you're not supposed to eat at this point. There's things that you're supposed to do at this point. We have been trained on that. Now training, then you fail by now overstepping boundaries, because it also goes back to temptation, where now with whatever training you have done, and then you now like no man, but I can. So you have been trained that when you are a person that's supposed to pray for 5 days, and then now as you are at that journey of praying for 5 days, you've already done 4 days, ne? And then your partner, your partner, either boyfriend or girlfriend, comes to visit, and now instead of you telling them, I'm in this position now, now you want now to you want to bend certain things, or you want to overstep on certain boundaries, because now temptation is kicking in, and the desires of the flesh are kicking in. Now also this happens a lot with with initiates, ne? Abantu abathwasayo, amathwasana, happens a lot, where now umuntu uyahamba uyothwasa, and then aqede ukuthwaseni, this person hasn't even seen where this journey is taking them, and already they become so lenient that they give you clients, 5 clients, 6 clients, and then now it goes into your head. Now you're becoming popular now, and this is now after 3 months uphothulile yonke into, right? After 3 months of concluding everything, you haven't seen where this is taking you. Already you impregnate a girl. Like your journey or your calling hasn't even began, and already because now so isangoma esidumile endaweni, or just by 6 or 7 clients, and now I can do as I please now. Yeah, because people obviously they need help, so they're going to give you attention. Now you start impregnating girls. And now we have training where you cannot be seen doing certain things, because then how are you going to help people who see you doing those things? Now you overstep boundaries, you do those things, and then at night you're doing this, and then in the morning you want to be a healer as well. You do certain things, you want to fit into this certain group, and then in the morning when we heal, or in the morning you're a spiritual person, forgetting good ladies nights, doing certain things, or no. We really need to look at the things that we do. Now the third thing that they're going to test you with is power. And now with power, now this is where they I think one of the crucial and very important tests that in most cases we fail on. I spoke about, before I get into power, I spoke about money, ne? And I spoke about sufficiency, and I spoke about it being a problem, the status. So now they say nababantu signika bona, they hear your clients, there's people coming in as clients, and now greed plays a role, because now status says to you, no, I must show them that mina nami bayangena abantu amehila. And then you start now of ramping and now going to look for more power. And then that's where ukthwala gets in, because now you no longer want it to be natural. That is sufficiency versus status. Now power, it's when now in power we're going to look at control versus progress. Do you understand? Because if you cannot control your power, or you cannot control now the self-made power, because with power also comes with self-control also come arrogance. Now sometimes your arrogance may be your delayer in progress. So control versus progress, because now you cannot control this physical being. Now it's delaying your progress, because now they want to direct you to a certain, or they want to direct you into a certain path, but because your power is running on your head, and you feel like you are in control of your own things, then it delays your progress, because now you feel like you are in this power trip, that when you are in control and you are the most powerful being, that it delays your progress in actually growing more. Do you understand? So it delays the progress of growth as well. When you're going to, if you can't control the physical edge of sorry about that, the physical edge of proving how powerful you are. And then also in power, we're going to look bless me, sorry, yo. We're going to look at success and look at your ego. Now they bring success, they bring people, they bring clients, they bring other projects that you're supposed to do, and then now you develop an ego. All right, yeah, no, mina ngenza zenzeke. Guys, this is not power. This power is not yours. This is not your doing, basically, because if I have to look at myself and evaluate myself, Utabi as a natural being, is not really powerful. It is the gift that's working inside me or within me that's powerful, that's helping people. It is the spirits that I'm carrying that are actually helping people, not me in my human form. So success has a way of making a person develop an ego. So yes, they were going to they're going to test you on success to see which now, how far does your ego take you? Because now you start being successful. Now you going about telling people, do you know who I am? No, now ego is starting to come here. Also, now this one is very funny now. There's business coming in, right? There's business coming in, or you've got, because remember that the three tests are not only based on people who have a spiritual calling, but whether you have a spiritual gift or whether as a person, as a normal person. Now they bring business into your life. These things apply to all of us. They bring business into your life, or they bring business, success, tenders, yes. And now they test you with business, right? And then you are going to fail by someone who's hungry. So it's business versus hunger. They test, and then we'll figure somebody who's very, very lower than your level, because now when you have a business, or you are this business person, or you are in this level at work, and then they bring this person who's hungry, and all they're asking for is just 5 rands. And then you begin saying, yeah, no, they have started now. Now we can't be feeding everyone. I'm not Mother Teresa. I can't be feeding everyone. I also have a family to feed. There are people in my family who are hungry. Because we do not know the form in which God is going to appear in our lives. We do not know the form in which He is going to appear in our lives. So now you start saying all these negative things about this person that's just asked you for 5 rand, and you go about even change and even be emotional about it. That's the test. We have given you so much, but you can't spare 10 rands. Or we have given you so much, but you can't give this person just a plate of food. Okay? And then now, with power, they give you healing. They test you on healing. And as I mentioned earlier, there are times when I have to work on the ground and give messages. Now they've given me this healing, right? The power to heal. And now I think, well, anyone that I have to help must pay for it. Now, don't get me wrong. I've mentioned this. There's a difference between me being sent by your ancestors to give you a message where I meet you, wherever I meet you. Do you understand? That the giving you a message is totally different than consultation. You can't approach me to give you a message. I can approach you to give you a message, and it's free. But you can't approach me and say I must give you a message. Then it's a consultation now. Those are two different things. So in healing now, they test you on the fact that you have this power of healing, and then they test you on they test you with healing, but then you're going to fail by social responsibility. And with social responsibility is knowing that I heal in this manner, but now there comes a person who really needs help, and really needs help, and now, or you meet this person who really needs help, and you're like, I can rather just give them my numbers so they can come and consult. That's totally different, because your responsibility is to help people. Your responsibility, the purpose of the calling is to help people, and sometimes you have to do it without looking at your pride, because in most cases we use pride even if it's unnecessary. You have the social responsibility to help another person. There are people who are going to come there. We are very much aware that there are scammers. There are people who play victims. There are people who would want to use you. There are people who think you are being sweet means you are an idiot, or being kind means you are an idiot. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of things or people that are out there, different people. So each and every person comes with their own agenda. However, then there are people who really need help. So then now power starts saying to you, okay, yes, I'm healing people, but some things, no, I'm not Mother Teresa. that we are being tested every day, and in different, it might be a different scenario, but basically the test is always the same. How they now present it can differ, but basically the test is the same. And always you fail by the same things. And then we say, when things are delayed or our progress is delayed, we say abezwa. Sorry about that. Yeah. All of a sudden I'm sneezing and all of that. But all of a sudden we start saying abezwa, I don't believe in these things are not true. But when you don't look at what you are doing, there comes a time in life when you have to introspect. There comes a time in your life when you have to stop doing this, because this tree is basically facing back at you. Obani, and this tree is saying, what about you? What have you done to contribute to what that person has done? Or what have you done to contribute to the struggle that you are in now? Some people just practice struggling before struggling even comes. Some people just practice poverty before before poverty has reached you. You've already practiced it. You get, if I want to make an example of that, you get a 50 rand, ne? And within that 50 rand, you want to go and buy a bread of 5 rand, and everybody must eat it to sly. You had 50 rand, and there's 5 people living in the house. Everybody must get it to sly. You had 50 rand, you could have bought 3 loaves. So that is practicing struggle. So when that struggling comes, that spirit of struggling and that spirit or that energy that you have drawn to yourself starts happening, then you say, abantu abadala this, abantu abadala that, spirit guides this, spirit guide the spirit. I don't believe in spirituality, because spirituality, it's not spirituality, it's you. If you earn 1,000 rand and you're going to treat your family to eat cabbage. The only thing you buy for them is mealie and cabbage. You have practiced that, so when that stage comes where now you have to eat that, don't blame anybody. You have practiced that. Sometimes isn't we attract the things that we do and they come closer. So struggling, you have practiced it, and finally it will reach you. So we cannot blame anybody for some of the things that we have inflicted in our own lives. Those were the 3 tests that I wanted to talk about by the ancestors or your spirit guides. But those 3 things apply to everybody. As much as they are 3, they are broken down into different scenarios. But the expectation or the results of your failure is always the same. Thank you so much. I do hope you subscribe, and I do hope that you share also, because sharing is caring, and it's we share, but we need to teach each other, and we also need to help by sharing information so that other people can be helped as well. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.